Hello, Judy from Thistledew Creations here. I did what I said I was going to do. I went and got myself a cup of cocoa. It's actually like a mocha, but I put marshmallows on top. And some Reese's peanut cups left over from Halloween. It's the day after. It's November 1st. I don't know when you're going to see this video, probably sometime in December. But yeah, some Reese's peanut butter cups and a coffee mocha. But I wanted to get back at this, so I thought I'm going to turn this on and sip on my coffee while we take these skewers out. So I took the first one out just to make sure they were going to come out, and they do. And so let's see how it worked. It didn't stick. Oh, that one stuck a little. So this is my, if you're just new or you just haven't seen the rest of the series, this is going to be for an advent calendar swap. But it's going to be an ephemera holder. So it feels a little loose, but when you open the pages, you're going to be able to get them to lay flat. And that was just in there so that the pages wouldn't stick together. I don't think I'll throw those away just yet. I might want to put them back in. They were sticking to it a bit, so I'm glad I put them in there. So this is the first real flip through. You can see the pages are all the same right now. I'm not 100% sure that I've done it right, but it's done. It's done, and it seems to have worked, even if it's not the way it's supposed to be. I think I might have done it similar to how it's supposed to be, but not exactly right, but we'll see. So it does flip through pretty good. It does look kind of loose this way, but right now it's empty too. So I'm thinking that once it's full of the envelopes and then the ephemera that's in the envelopes, etc., that it will make a big difference. So I'm going to start by putting just empty envelopes in it because I haven't got them filled yet. And then I'll put the envelopes and the tags so we can see what it's going to look like. And then see how much of a difference that amount of bulk makes. So I did these little napkin covered envelopes, and they're a little bit on the smaller side. So it worked out that I have room for an envelope full of goodies and a tag in here. I'm going to have the tag facing out, I think. Like that. And this envelope will have stuff in it. Right now it doesn't. And then I'm going to alter. These are all going to be Christmassy, but I don't want them. I've got, you know, a couple of each one, or more than one couple of each one. So I'll put my Santa in there. Another tag. And I've also want to put ribbons on these tags. So that'll be another thing I'll do in front of the television. Actually, I'll do one with you and then I'll do the rest. That's another thing we can accomplish during this video, is the ribbon. Get it to the next point. So the idea is that it's an advent calendar. So there's 24 pages. And then the 25th page is going to be the back cover where the big present will be. So the big present's going to be the ephemera holder itself, because my intention is that these will come out and then the recipient can use this book to hold their own ephemera throughout the year. They could opt to keep it as Christmas if they want, but the idea is that it's not just Christmas. They can use it at other times of the year, all through the year, to organize some ephemera. So I want the Happy Holidays showing in the window there. So these are Government of Canada envelopes. That's why they're already brown, not white envelopes. Santa. Actually, I'll save Santa for the end. Do one of these ones. And I'm not guaranteeing that this is the order they're going to stay in either. I'm kind of playing, figuring out how I want it to be. That one doesn't show much through the window, but that's okay. I maybe can take that as a hint and put a little bird or something there. That would be another reason to kind of mock it up before I decide what to do. And then these little flaps that are folded over that have the tag in them, they're not separate. They're actually part of the same section, but just because it's folded, it's separate, if that makes sense. I just want to see how much this ephemera, just this amount of ephemera, how much it affects it. And then it'll be even fuller once it has stuff in the envelopes. I know I keep saying that, but just in case you aren't following along what's going on. So I spent a lot of time making tags today, and I enjoy doing it. So I used up some of my old original master boards. Give me an excuse to make some more. The gingerbread house in. And then another masterboard that I used was one that was sent to me in the masterboard swap. I can't remember who it was. Might have been Wanda. I found it a lot easier to cut up somebody else's masterboard than to cut up my own. Kind of look at them as pieces of art when you first make them, especially. But then after a while you realize you don't need to save them all. You can make more. That's the name of the game. If you haven't seen the video where I cover the envelopes, go back and watch that. I'll try to remember and link it all below. This is the one that was from a swap. It's a little shinier than my tags. They must have used glue over top, whereas I used a glue stick, so mine are just matte on the surface, but I think it's okay to have them mixed in here. When I first started doing collage and decoupage, I was doing a lot of that as well. Using the wet glue and putting it all over the top of everything, just sort of watered down a little bit. But I found that it was less messy to use the dry glue stick. So that's what I do now. And I like the way it feels when it's just the paper. Just a stiffer version of the paper, but it's dry. It's not glossy. Not that I dislike the other, I just like this better. Got a snowman in there. I didn't get these ones all glued down, so no, I can't use him. What else have I got here? Trees. I haven't used that one yet. And that one's not glued down either, but I'll go ahead and put it in there. I know they're all coming out again anyway. And on her, whoever's master board, it was done on yellow paper, like bright yellow paper. And they do say to use some paper that you don't think you'll otherwise use. So hers was on yellow paper and there was some spots showing through. So I added some of my paper on top to cover up the yellow. And then I added coffee dyed paper on the back to make it match closer to my tags. I think it's going to blend in just fine. And it gives a little bit of variety to the recipient as well. I guess I better put the barn in there. Barn's my favorite. I like it because it's a barn, not because it's Christmassy. This chickadee Christmas bulb in here. Just going to get a lot of stuff with this. So it's going to be fun to open. I don't even know what all is going to be in it yet, but I've got 24 things set aside, but I'm not sure they're going to end up being the 24 things. I might change it. Come up with some other ideas since I set them aside. So I'll finalize it this evening and do a quick video tomorrow showing what's in there. I want to save Santa for the last page. I'll do another pink Santa. And I might think more strategically about which one goes where, but right now I'm just sort of playing. I want to see how it feels when it's fuller. Had a bird facing left, so now I'll do a bird facing right. So I could put a pair of birds, although a pair of cardinals are not both red. One's brown. This guy in there, he should be dry now. I'll put the snowman in. So I kept these envelope pockets to the outer edge of the book so that the center here doesn't get too bulky. Did that on purpose. And I don't know, with the tabs there, I don't think I really need to decorate up that edge. I might be inclined to fill that blank space with some lace or something, but I don't think it needs it. My question is, what do I need to do something up here? And I might just decorate it with stamping or a little bit of collage, but I thought another pocket made sense. So I'm just still working that out in my head. And if I decide that we're going to do another pocket there, then that'll be another whole video. Might be a week-long series, which is fine. See how much taller this is already, and there's nothing in the envelopes yet. It's also kind of bottom heavy, but I didn't really want to put an envelope up top. I could have altered them that way too, so it was more balanced. And I suppose I still could. I don't have any more of the brown envelopes, but I have white ones that I could decorate and put up at the top. Maybe have them where you put stuff in from the side. And that would keep it sitting flat, because right now it's short here and tall here because of all these envelopes. And that would mean even more goodies per day. I was thinking the top could just be pieces of paper, maybe folded up pieces of paper each day. Oh, there's a snowman I didn't use. Oh, I got an empty pocket too. Thinking ahead and talking and not doing what I'm supposed to be doing here. Thinking out loud. Okay, so there's my 24 pockets and 24 tags. I seem to have an extra tag there, a couple extra tags. Go back through here and make sure I put one in each spot. Oh, missed one. You're probably yelling at me, telling me I missed it. I knew that these were going to be okay because when this one folds over, it's on the inside here. But the problem is that this is really high and this is really low. Not really a problem, it's just the situation as it sits. So that did firm it up a little bit. Those skewers might have been a bit much. It's still pretty loosey-goosey. It has room to expand more, which I guess is a good thing. Hold more stuff. I just got to figure out what kind of pockets I want to do. I wonder if I have enough of this type of brown envelope. The other thing I could do is use toilet paper roll and do a side pocket or a belly band kind of thing that you could put papers right through, because then it could sit about here and the papers could be underneath this. I would want to decorate them. I wouldn't want them just left plain. I do have several flattened. The question is, am I going to be able to do 24 of them by the end of the weekend? No, I'm not. So that's not going to work. I'm just thinking about little paper bags that I might have in abundance, small enough. I could make some out of paper bag. I guess if I'm going to do belly band, it could be just about anything. This is way too big. And I have a few smaller ones like from the pharmacy, but they're very white. They're expandable, which makes them good because they hold a lot, but I don't have 24 of them. So I'll have to look in my stash and decide what I'm going to do there. But I'm thinking that the toilet roll idea, it just might have to be made of something else. I've got lots of file folder, but I also don't want it blending into the background like this does. So I'll have to think on that. Maybe while I watch my movie and have my treat, I can think on that. But as you can see, it's going to come together and hold a lot of stuff, and it'll be a great, thick, awesome package for her to get. And then I was going to show you the ribbon, what I'm going to do for the ribbons for these. I really like the black detail that I did here with the black and white music, and I'm going to use this buffalo check for the ribbons. So I'm going to cut a piece. I want to keep them all the same, I think. She can always change these out really easily. So let's make them about the width of the envelope, just so that I have something easy to measure. And then you fold that in half. I put them in from the front. There's a big debate about that. Not really a debate, but people ask that question once in a while on Facebook. Which way should it go? And I say it's just like the great toilet paper debate. Some people put them in front to back. Some people put them in back to front. Same thing with the toilet paper. Some people put the paper hanging down behind, and some people like it going over the top. So it's whatever you like. But I like to have this neat little band across the front for it, and I think that's a good amount of ribbon sticking up because it'll just peek out of the top of the book. I like that. It'll give it almost like a fringe effect up at the top. And hopefully I have enough of this one length, this one width. Got quite a bit of it here. So that'll be something that I'll do while I'm thinking about how to do these belly bands that I'm pondering. I do want to keep the book itself all neutrals. So it'll either be cream, a map maybe, because I've got music. I could put map. And if you think about it in terms of if she wants to leave it as a Christmas book, she could think of it as the world, and Santa's going all over the world. So she could use it that way. I'm just going to put random in there if I do it, but I think that's what I'm going to do, is map somehow. I'm going to have to put it onto some cardstock so that it's durable. And I'll probably do not a tube, but about the size of one of these with the edges folded over, and then that edge glued so that it can expand a little bit and hold a couple sheets of paper so that it's a comparable thickness to what's going on down on the bottom, and then that'll bring this up level. Hopefully. We'll work on it this afternoon while I'm having my snack and watching another show, and we'll get back to you. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Have a great day.